Does DreamWorks release the Kraken successfully? Let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, the newest film from director Kirk DeMicco. So Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken is of course about Ruby Gillman herself. Her family are Krakens, of course, as you can see. But they live on land. They are hidden from society in the simple fact that they are Krakens. They are played more like they're from Canada, and that's why they look a little bit different. You know, they're blue and they have gills and weird arms and stuff like that, weird fingers, and basically they become pretty well respected in this town of Oceanside and stuff like that. And one day, after rescuing the heartthrob of the film, the one that Ruby Gillman kind of pines after, she finds out that she is the heir to the Kraken throne, these gigantic sea creatures that have always been known to kill things in a lot of respects. And in the process, she kind of befriends this mermaid who have been looked down upon as evil entities, and it becomes a story as we know and love and have kind of been used to. It's about a story about growing up and how, you know, changes happen and whether your family is going to accept you for that if you change and want to be closer to your original heritage and stuff like that. But it also is a story about, you know, what it is like to be a teenager and how you deal with those kind of, you know, situational problems as a teenager does. So it's that type of film. It's very much what you expect, and it goes exactly what you expect. So that's Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. So with that said, the trailers were terrible. I'm not gonna lie, the trailers did not look good. I don't think the CGI looked good, and it just didn't look like it was gonna be a very good film, to be fairly honest. And that's just the nature of DreamWorks at this point. Every once in a while you get a How to Train Your Dragon, but most of the time it's like a Shark Tale or, you know, Madagascar. I know a lot of people like Madagascar, but you'll get those types of films which they feel like lesser Pixar movies in a lot of respects, and that's not a knock against DreamWorks because they have done like Kung Fu Panda. This just feels like another kind of money grab, cash grab, if you want to be fairly honest. And I still wanted to go in with optimism, because after what Pixar has been doing lately, I feel like there needs to be a studio that steps up. Yes, Sony with Spider-Man, but that's a kind of different beast. So I was hoping for at least a fun, entertaining time. Maybe not the greatest movie in the world, but, you know, this is a movie that just didn't look like it was very good. It didn't look like it had anything going for it. And it's coming right on the heels of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which, you know, is problem for it. You know, it's a situational situation for it. But yeah, that's kind of where I was on board with it. It does have people like Sam Richardson and Annie Murphy and Jane Fonda and Lana, Condor and Toni, Collette. I mean, it has a pretty decent cast in it, Colman, Domingo and stuff like that. But I mean, it just feels like a very typical DreamWorks movie or a very typical animated movie. And for my review, I'm not as like down on this film as I was expecting to be. I was expecting to really hate this movie, but it's just a very standard, typical animated movie. It's exactly what I unfortunately expected to come out of it being. And that just is an unfortunate thing because the trailers didn't sell it very well. It didn't look like it was very animated very well. It looked like it was put on the cheap. I think there's things in here that are really well done when it comes to an animation standpoint. None of the characters in this movie feel distinct. None of the Kraken feel distinct. They feel like very gooey, rubbery creatures with not much personality to their looks. And, you know, especially when Ruby Gillman finds out she's this gigantic Kraken, it just feels very lo-fi, to be fairly honest. And it's not a knock against DreamWorks. They have done way, way better, to be fairly honest. How to Train Your Dragon is like their gold standard of like how good their films can look. And this just doesn't feel, it feels like, you know, if there's an A team for DreamWorks, they're doing like the Kung Fu Pandas and stuff like that. This is definitely their B tier team. And Kirk DeMicco, I think it's his last name, did the Croods, so he has talent behind him, and it shows. There are some things in here that really set well. I mean, the relationship between the families, when they have Brill come in, who was the Sam Richardson character. There's a lot of fun here, but it feels like it's been there, done that type of movie, and that's the unfortunate nature. It goes exactly where you expect. The people are exactly what you expect. It has the same tropes that you expect. Ruby Gillman exactly where you think she's going to go, and it's just not very interesting, to be fairly honest. I want uniqueness. It feels like Universal and DreamWorks are doing counter programming to get kids away from Dial of Destiny, which is unfortunate because Dial of Destiny is going to be a huge movie, to be fairly honest. But this is also written by Pam Brady, who of course has worked with Arrested Development, worked with South Park. So I expected a little more bite to this movie, and it doesn't really have. It feels like it's playing safe, to be fairly honest, and that's unfortunate. because this is a movie that could have a lot of great messaging, and there's some decent messaging in here, but it falls by the wayside for more action oriented stuff, to be fairly honest, and that's unfortunate. So I mean, to be fairly honest, I just didn't really care for this movie too much. It's not bad, it's not terrible, you're not gonna, you know, feel insulted, but I think I would just wait for it to come to VOD, to be fairly honest. That's just my unfortunate feeling. It's serviceable, but it's not, you know, anything out of the ordinary or special or exciting, and that's unfortunate. And I feel the end sequence to this movie, like the kind of the end 10 minutes, feel just very substandard. Like DreamWorks can do better, and they've shown that they can do better, especially when it comes to the stuff that they're able to do. Like, once again, How to Train Your Dragons, it's another level of material that is higher than what this movie is given. So it's unfortunate. It is that type of movie where it just is there for the money more than it is for the story, and even that, a lot of the people in the theater just weren't really responding, which is unfortunate, especially for a film that I saw on a Saturday at 11 a.m. with kids and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the unfortunate nature, and it is what it is. But it's not the worst thing DreamWorks has ever put out, Shark Tale. So there you go. Anyways, so with that said, that's going to do it. That's going to be my take on Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. Will be in theaters very soon. Like I said, it goes against Dial of Destiny, so good luck. But that'll do it. That'll be my take. Comments below, what do you think? If you see this movie, what do you think? If you haven't seen it, are you going to see it? What's your favorite animated movie? We'll go that route too. So, but for that said, thank you so much. If you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell, top the fun's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. We'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.